Alright, well, you saw the title, you got your answer. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace! Okay, but seriously, it's not that simple. And come on, you knew I wouldn't shut up that quickly. Quick disclaimer. This video is gonna feel a little different from my one about Doom Eternal. That one was basically a love letter, because I genuinely loved that game. This one is more of an honest review. Not because I hate the Dark Ages, but because I didn't fall in love with it the same way I fell in love with Eternal. Anyway, let's get into it. The Dark Ages had a high bar to meet before it was even announced. When I finished Eternal, I thought that was going to be the last Doom game for a long time. I was thinking, what else could they possibly do? They took every mechanic from the first game, expanded on it, fine-tuned it, and created one of the most gratifying FPS experiences in the industry. But I was wrong. And I'm glad I was wrong. Because when the Dark Ages was announced, I thought, whoa, they actually have more for us? And they did. Somehow. I remember when watching the trailer, my initial thoughts were, this looks interesting, but I already know it won't hit the same spot that Eternal did. The excitement I got from watching gameplay for Eternal was almost painful. Every day that brought us closer to release felt like waiting for your crush to text you back, only for it to never happen. But after seeing gameplay for the Dark Ages, I remember thinking, looks interesting. And honestly, that was about it. I was looking forward to it, but I wasn't particularly excited for it. I wasn't counting the days, I wasn't watching every early gameplay video posted. It was just kind of on the back burner. And that, along with a few other reasons, is why the Dark Ages didn't ruin games for me. Let me explain. Don't get me wrong. This game is a fleshed out new FPS experience, which I can appreciate. I mean, how many other studios turn 3 games from one IP and try something new with each one, while at the same time making them very different? That takes some balls. In a way, this game kinda made me feel like a kid again. That's a rarity for me nowadays. The sense of scale, the cutscenes, the visuals, they all mesh together to create a feeling in me that I don't get from many games anymore. I'm not saying that this game is amazing or 10 out of 10, or that there aren't other modern games out there that haven't done it for other people. I'm saying that my 3-celled brain actually felt good playing a new AAA experience. But that's not to say this game is perfect. It's not. This is just my opinion, but I know disclaiming that doesn't matter because some people will take it way too literally and flame me in the comments, saying that my opinion sucks because I liked the game and they didn't. But that's the fun part, right? Anyway, let's get into the good. Quality. Like I said, this game feels like a real AAA experience. Visuals, cutscenes, voice acting. Performance issues aside, this game felt finished. I'll get into performance issues in a minute. Difficulty. You can make it as hard or easy as you like, which I can appreciate. I just wish that increasing the game speed didn't increase the speed of literally everything, including the dialogue. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the only thing that didn't get faster was the music and the cutscenes. Not a huge deal though. Gameplay and combat loop. It's different than Eternal. Like I said, I can appreciate that they did something different with this one. For me, although fun, it was just a tad bit less engaging than Eternal's combat loop. It's also safe to say I did not complain about the removal of platforming either. Soundtrack. It's good. Not great, but good. You can definitely notice Mick Gordon's absence, but since the thing with Mick Gordon is a whole situation, I'm not gonna get into that and I'll leave it right there. And now we have the stuff that I wasn't really a fan of. Puzzles and exploring. I found this to be a bit tedious. I wasn't particularly a fan of running back and forth across the map trying to find the secret keys or collecting all the gold, rubies, and wraithstones. In Eternal, finding secrets was more so just going on a small tangent off the beaten path, which didn't take too much time to do. But in the Dark Ages, it felt like I was spending a good chunk of each level just collecting upgrade materials and finding secrets. Time slow. Not a major issue, but I just wish there was a way to turn it off. Not a big deal. This is just me nitpicking, honestly. Performance. As a PC player, I found it kinda disappointing. I was able to run Eternal on release at 1440p high on a 2080 Super, and still managed to hit an average of above 144 FPS. And that was without DLSS. This game, I'd be lucky to get over 100 on medium settings with DLSS on with a 3080 Ti. Given I play on ultra wide now, but still, I can run Eternal on nightmare settings without DLSS on my ultra wide and still get above 144. Forced ray tracing and de novo are definitely the culprits here, so I'm going to have to give this a particular thumbs down. Dragon and Atlan combat. Meh, it's cool for like 10 minutes. It's tedious and repetitive. It's kind of a drag, it gets boring at times. It feels like it's just kinda there for filler missions. I mean, it's cool, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's just kinda there. For me at least. Price. Yeah, the industry's definitely heading toward more expensive games. At $70 for the base game, and a campaign that takes maybe 10 to 15 hours on a standard playthrough, I honestly find it hard to justify. Look, I get it. AAA games take a ton of time, money, and manpower to make. And with the state of the economy right now, I understand why prices are going up. But even so, for that kind of money, it just didn't feel worth it to me. Especially when you consider the fact that the game has also been on Xbox Game Pass since day one, which just makes that $70 price tag even harder to swallow. Then again, that's just me. I'm sure plenty of people had way more fun with this game than I did. I'm just a Doom Eternal shill, honestly. And that's not even counting the $100 premium edition, which, unless you're a hardcore collector or a superfan, feels like a tough sell. At the end of the day, this game didn't disappoint me. It was fun. It was new. It was different than the last two Doom games. But it also didn't leave me with the same feeling that Eternal did. I couldn't get enough of Eternal. I replayed it like 5 or 6 times and still play it to this day. I don't feel any inclination to replay this game. I finished it and that was that. So what was your experience like with the Dark Ages? Did you like it better than 2016 or Eternal, or did you think it was the worst one? Let me know in the comments. Rip and tear, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!